Welcome back. It is Monday at 7:30, and as always, I'm here with a topic. We're going to chat. So, full disclosure, I'm wearing a sweatshirt in the middle of July when it's like, I don't know, 90 degrees outside. It's probably not that hot, but still super hot outside because I walked in my house and it was freezing. My AC's been on all day. And so now I have a hoodie on to try to stay warm. Hey, Zaria. So today we are talking about, hey, Casey and Valencia. So lots of people on today. As people will come on, we'll just keep it going like we normally do. Please comment as we go if you have questions. If you're watching this in the replay, comment. I always respond to comments. I like to hear what you have to say. And of course, please make sure you like and share. Zaria said she's my #1 fan. You're so sweet. So please make sure that you comment, like, and share. And today we're talking about why healing after a toxic relationship is critical to your well-being. So this actually comes because my friend, and I'm not really into like celebrity gossip, but I am right now because it directly relates to what I talk about every week. So sent me an article about Wendy Williams and her new boo thing, Mark Tomlin. And generally that's not like my thing. I don't keep up with celebrity gossip. I don't do a whole lot of like TMZ. I don't do any of that. But she has a new boo, and I feel like I just found out that she's getting a divorce like a month ago. So I really just want to talk about like healing after a toxic relationship. So we've heard lots of things about Wendy Williams's marriage, and I'm not here to judge any of that. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk about what to do when you're leaving a toxic relationship, because it is very clear that she has not healed. She was married for 25 years. She can't heal 25 years worth of pain in 4 weeks. So she's doing what a lot of people do, hopping into another relationship without actually working and doing the inner work that's required to actually be a healthy person who then can go into a healthy relationship. I don't want to say that this is probably just like a fling. She's a grown woman. She could do what she wants, but she gossips about a lot of people. So a lot of people have their ideas and whatever. And like I said, I'm not here to talk about what I think she should do in her new relationship, but I think she should heal. I don't see this going anywhere. And if it does, God love her. I hope it does. But we've all seen someone, or may know someone, or heard about someone who left a toxic situation and then hopped right into a new relationship. And what happens? It doesn't work. So then they're out of that relationship, and either they're going to work on themselves or they're going to hop into another relationship, and then it becomes this downward spiral. Hey, Heather. So we want to make sure that once you are leaving a toxic situation, you are choosing to heal. Now, sometimes we think we're healed, but we're really just masking that pain with other things. It could be a man. It could be, or another relationship. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be a number of things that's masking the fact that we're still hurting. And for me, I've been through this. So I started online dating pretty quickly, maybe 2 months later. I was not ready. And anyone who knows me knows that I have some horror stories to tell. And then I was doing a lot of drinking. And when I say a lot of drinking, like a lot of drinking. And that was really because I was masking. It keeps doing this like weird light thing. I think it's because I'm moving. It's like reflecting weird. But we're going to keep going. But I was masking what I was feeling. I would have to go to work, and I would have to put on a brave face, and I had to be a manager, and I had to deal with other people's issues all day. And that was good because it allowed me to not have to think about what I was going through myself. But when I got home, I just got in the bed, Sometimes I got in the bed with a bottle. Other times I just got in the bed and I cried myself to sleep. And this happened for a lot of times. And that's not, I mean, it was horrible. I was not living. I was seriously depressed. And that was because I didn't recognize the fact that there were a lot of things within myself I needed to focus on and actually start healing before I could start the dating, whether that's online or some other way. So making that choice to actually heal that pain and actually focus on yourself rather than hopping right into another relationship is critical. Without that, you're just going to be in another bad situation. It's going to be another situationship or toxic relationship or whatever it is. Some people say situationships. And that's actually what I lived. I lived that for 7 years. Now, as I'm living it, obviously, I didn't think that. I thought I was in love. We were going to get married. We were going to have kids. And that didn't happen. So that put me in a bad space once it was over. But once I made the choice to actually heal and actually focus on myself, and there's some people who knew me pre-relationship and some people who know me after the relationship, and I am night and day. I'm not perfect, obviously. I still have my days, and I have things that I'm still struggling with and things that I'm still working on, but I'm happy, I'm healthy, I know who I am and what I want out of life, and I've made the choice to go for it and to actually focus on myself rather than getting back into another relationship right away. Now, we started out talking about Wendy Williams, and I don't want to wish her bad. I just hope she actually focuses on herself and heals, because she's a grown-ass woman. She could do what she wants, but let's be real. He's 27 years old. She's like 50 something. I don't want to say her age because I don't really know what it is, but I know there's like a lot of age difference. She was in a marriage for 25 years and 4 weeks later, here she is with another person. She's not healed. You can't heal that much pain and that much hurt in 4 weeks. So make sure that you're choosing yourself and that you're focusing on yourself. And some ways that you can actually do that is to block on everything. Block on Twitter, block on Instagram, block on Facebook, block on Reddit, whatever you guys are following each other on, block the cell phone number in the phone, and don't unblock it. Make sure that you stay blocked, because as soon as you unblock it, whether you reach out or not, it's like a channel open, and that line of connection is back to you. And you will probably reach out, he may reach out, and now you're talking back to someone that you left for a reason. So if you have broken up for a reason, I don't encourage you to go back unless something significant has changed. Because if something significant hasn't changed and you've seen this change over a long period of time, they may be acting like they've changed for them to get you back. Now you're back together and then they revert back to who they were, or they're just pretending. And as soon, like they haven't even tried to change. They're not even pretending. They just want you back. So remember the reason why you left and hold fast to that, because you are the most important person in any of this. So block on everything, focus on yourself. So I do morning pages, which is I get up in the morning and I journal and I just write whatever I'm thinking. And I've talked about this a few times. Sometimes it's literally me writing, and I wish I had a notebook, it's upstairs, that says, I don't even know what I'm writing about. And I will write those literal words down on this paper. This light is driving me nuts. Ooh. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe that's better. No, it's not better. It keeps, see, y'all see that? Or is it just me? Just me? Okay. So I do morning pages every single morning, and I get some good stuff out of it. Then I pray and meditate every single day. And this is how I start every single day. That helps me get my mind right for the rest of the day. And then sometimes I'm like in traffic and I have road rage, guys. I have a lot of road rage, and it's something that I know, and I focus on that. And I will pray in the car because I just need patience. And I am seeing the change within myself, and I see the way that I approach situations at work, and I see the way that I approach situations with strangers at the grocery store, and things that would bother me in the past just don't, because I've been at my worst. That was literally the worst situation I've ever been in. Oh God, I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. It was the worst time of my entire life, and I made it through. And so can you. You don't have to hop into another relationship without focusing on yourself. Oh shit, I said I wasn't gonna cry. Valencia said it's not you, it's these crazy folks who can't drive. That's true. I always say Georgia drivers can't drive. I'm from Vegas, and all the bad drivers in Vegas are from California. So that's not true, but I always say that Georgia drivers can't drive. I'm not crying for real, but I am so passionate about this. It is literally the thing that drives me every day, because there's so many people who look like me, who have hair like me, who struggle with this. And let's face it, Black women are not getting married at the same rates as white women. This is a fact. And the reason is we have a lot of generational hurt. We have things from our childhood that we suffer in our adulthood from it. And I dealt with all of that, every single piece of it. I had daddy issues. I dealt with them after the fact. I had to live through this relationship to understand there is so much more. And I am worth so much more than what I allowed to happen. And I was pissed at myself. That's part of the reason why I was so depressed. Guys, these are like angry tears. So stupid. But there's so much more that I had to offer, and there's so much more that you have to offer. You don't have to be hurt. There are people out here who understand exactly what you're going through, who understand what it feels like to pour everything you have into a man who then turns around and treats you like shit. I've lived this life, but I allowed him to treat me like shit, so that is on me. So I always say there is a part of this is your fault too. That was probably the hardest part of the healing process, recognizing that I played a huge part in my own pain, and I suffered at my own hand. I could have walked away 1,000 times. I thought about it, and then I let it go, and I would make up, and then things were good, and then something bad would happen, and then I'd be like, God, please. And I prayed for a way out, and I prayed for years for a way out, and I never saw one until I saw one. And he came in the room and said, I'm leaving. And I said, okay, and cut the conversation, because that was God. That was my way out. So that small, could have walked away 1,000 times, but didn't. Exactly. A lot of us have these experiences. A lot of people could have walked away 1,000 times and stayed. But why do we stay? What is it about? Hey, Auntie. What is it about us that makes us stay in a crap situation? Now, like I said, there's generational things. Alcoholism runs in my family. And I knew when I was depressed and I was drinking that was a problem and I needed to fix it. And I did. I knew that I had daddy issues and I had to fix it, and I did. And I knew all of these things that affected me as an adult now in relationships that I was not willing to put up anymore. I knew that I needed to get closer to God, and I do every single day. And it's not easy, because I've said this before, and this is gonna make me cry again, so I'm not gonna talk about it long, but I was so mad at God, because how could he allow this to happen? How could he allow me to be so stupid? Now, these were things that I would say to myself. Hindsight is 2020, so it all makes sense. And I understand the reasons now, but I didn't understand then. And it was hard to acknowledge the fact that I'm mad at God. Who gets to be mad at God? Sometimes we are, and that's something you need to reconcile. But once you start fixing all of these things, things fall into place. You find your purpose. What is my purpose? Sharing this message with women who look and sound and act just like me. Black women who already have 2 strikes against them. And you know what I'm talking about when I say you have 2 strikes against you. We know that you're seen as less already just because you're a woman, and you are already seen as less because you're a Black woman. That's 2 strikes. And I was taught growing up, you have to be twice as good as everyone else. So I got straight A's in school. I got straight A's in college in every single class except one. And I was pissed when I didn't. And the reason I did that was because I knew I had to prove that I was better than everyone else to have a seat at the table with everyone else. So all of those things form you into who you are. And all of those things allow you to do the things you do. And then you have to make the choice of, this is enough. I know, and I've done it. I have bailed on, or I've I got a bad vibe from someone and I was out because I will never put myself in the same position because I know what I'm worth now. So this is seriously just to encourage you. If you have gone through a toxic relationship, you are not alone. A lot of us have been through this. A lot of us have healed and are on the other side of this. And there is a light at the end of that tunnel. Life is so much sweeter. I promise you. And I get well, I don't want to be single. You need to be single. You need to be single to focus on yourself. You can't heal and be in a relationship with someone new because you've brought all of that baggage into the new relationship. So I'm going to leave it there. I felt like I just got a little preachy, but that's okay. Sometimes we need that. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Do you guys know I have a YouTube channel? I do. Search my name on YouTube and it'll pop right up. Make sure you subscribe, share those videos as well. I'm about to go shoot one. And I will see you in the next video. Oh, I do this every week. Make sure that if you are ready to actually heal and you're ready to have someone who has your back 100% of the way, that you can lean on and be vulnerable with, in my description on Facebook and in the bio on Instagram, I have a link that says let's chat. Book a call with me. It's totally free so that we can figure out what's going on, see if we're a good fit, and get you on the other side of this. So, of course, see you in the next video. Bye.